Alright, sorry. This is part 2 of the first video. I gotta really get used to taking these videos and not be so long-winded. But anyway, I utilized this, like I said, to lock this all up. So someone needs bolt cutters, you know, to get this off. Not that a trimmer is that serious and expensive for someone to really go all out, but it just deters the opportunist that might be walking by, or the jerk that might be walking by, like a competitor or something, and just take it off and throw it in the back of their truck or something and run off with it. Nobody would ever know the difference. But so yeah, so I got that locked up. I specifically got, you know, an 8-foot 2x4x8, so that I could split it in half and have 4 foot here and 4 foot there. So there's enough room down here, as you see, for another trimmer. But what I'm going to do next year is I'm going to purchase an Echo Edger that, and it's actually going to be a bed redefiner, and it comes with an edging blade that you can swap out to do, you know, actual lawn edging for like sidewalks and driveways and things. But it's going to come with a bed redefining head, which is for mulch beds. So for those of you that don't know what that is, it's really great. Instead of getting the big giant bed defining machine that you gotta drag all over the place and it's hard to steer and get nice S shapes and different things like that, you know, these bed redefiners that Echo came out with, and Steel also has one too. I've been using that one all spring, but I think I'm going to try the Echo one out because it's lighter and just easier on your body and wear and tear, and you can just whip it around. But then you pretty much just freehand everything. You follow the line that's barely there that you're touching up around the mulch bed, get it nice and clean and sharp and thick and wide and deep, or you're making a new one from scratch. You know, if that's the case, then you just have to dig in a little bit more and take a couple of passes back and forth along the mulch bed, but it still works just the same. You know, so I'm going to get that, and then it's going to have an edger blade, so that'll come in handy on some of the crazy walkways and sidewalks that I get when I acquire a new account and they have this overgrown edges that they haven't done in years. So it's a lot easier than going through a ton of string with my Steel string trimmer, which can do it just fine, but one, you're so busy just hacking away at it that it's hard to keep a perfect straight line and the right thickness, you know, width all the way around, and two, you go through a lot of string. So it's just easier to start a great edge with an actual edger, and then you can just maintain it, you know, for the rest of the season with the string trimmer once there's already a groove. But anyway, in finale here, I also have a rack for my backpack blower. This is just whatever this is. This is, you know, 2x2x2x2 or whatever. I just had it actually laying around in the garage, so I just cut it up a little bit so I can get the right size, and you see it's just bolted to the floor, screwed to the floor, just like the other ones there. And there's actually bolts, I don't know if you can see that, but there's bolts right there that I actually drilled a hole through the trailer frame, you know, right here. You can see right there, drilled a hole through there and then put the bolts through there. So just one bolt right here, as you see, you know, is more than enough to keep it secured to the trailer bed. And then I got it, you know, got it attached down at the bottom there. It's screwed in there, and the same thing over there with some nice wood screws. That keeps it nice and stable, because, you know, it was kind of popping up, you know, when you move it like this, the bottom was popping out away. So now that's locked down. This thing ain't going nowhere, and it's not going side to side either, because I put wood screws, you know, tacking. You know, originally I had this hook, you know, over here for this trimmer rack, but it just didn't work out. I couldn't find these. This is what I had in mind, but I just couldn't find them where you would think to look, I guess, in Home Depot and Lowe's. It took me walking up and down every aisle to finally discover these. Like I said, they're for a swing door gate, you know, and the bar comes down to lock it. So, but until I found these, for like a month or so, I was driving around with this hook on it. But the problem is, this wouldn't stay upright like this. See how this is nice and snug and secure? There's no space in between, just like the trimmer racks that you buy in the stores, or you guys make, you know, welding metal together and stuff. It keeps it nice and secure. Even without this lock on it, it would stay perfectly in here without spinning around. That's the problem. So, you know, on here it was always trying to spin around, and this lock wasn't able to keep it from spinning, you know, even halfway spinning. And what happened was, it actually, you can kind of see it right here, started wearing down. You see, started wearing down the handle here, wearing down the rubber part of the handle, so that, you know, because it just kept rubbing against this down here, just kept rubbing and rubbing, and that, you know, so I just wanted to fix that so that that wouldn't happen anymore, and so that it would be upright the way it's supposed to. And I finally found the hooks, so I swapped them out. So again, I'm probably going to replace this with something. I also got to come up with a way to lock this down. Probably going to have a similar setup as this, you know, get something here, like something to attach to this, or utilize this right here, and, you know, get maybe like a long loops like this here that you can screw in, and then just lock it to this, possibly. You know, I don't know, different ideas. I'll figure it out. I've been lucky so far. I don't live in that bad of an area. My yards mostly are in higher end neighborhoods, so I don't usually have to worry about that. But I do want to get to locking stuff up 100%, you know, when it's all said and done. The way your trailer setup's always evolving, and you do what you got to do, and you make adjustments accordingly, and that's mine. So thanks guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the different parts of my video. This is my my custom wood trailer setup, homemade, whatever you want to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Maybe I'll be back with some more videos. So keep mowing, keep growing.